Hello everyone. Today my name is Bhanu and I'm going to demonstrate you the working of the Tookan dashboard. So right now we are at the admin dashboard and this is the map view. So in the map view you can see that we have the map in the center. On the left we have the task pane. In the task pane you can see the unassigned task, the assigned task plus the completed task. On to the right side you can see that we have the agent pane. So in the agent pane, you can see we have free agents, busy as well as the inactive ones. So free agents will be those who are online, the inactive agents will be those who are offline, and the busy agents will be those who are in transit or are completing the task. As you can see over here in the task, you can see that it shows delayed tag. So delayed tag is simply because the pickup was meant to be started at 5:15 and it's 5:32 a.m. at the moment. So it's showing us a tag of delayed. Then comes on the map we have these filters. You can you know disable if you don't want the dark map, if you want to if you don't want to show the agents in cluster, or these are all the filters that we have. So other than that, you can filter out the task based on the dates, whether you want to see the task that were created on 22nd of Jan or like that. Then on to the team level, you can see the agents who are added into one or more than one teams. So you can segregate your agents based on that as well. Over here we have an option to create a task. So create a task, you need to add these details for pickup, and just need to enter the pickup name, the phone number and the pickup address, and same you need to do for the delivery. And once click on create task, the task will be created. Then comes the list view. So under the list view, it shows all the data that we have in the map view. However, this shows us the data in the tabular form. Personally, I like the map view because it shows a bird's eye view. It gives a bird's eye view to the admin. You can see we have all the details of the task. You can filter out the task whether you want to see only the unassigned task or the assigned task, and whether you want to see all of them. So you can simply enable those filters accordingly. We'll have the filter for the date as well, same as we've seen into the map view. However, here you can set a custom range. You can see the tasks that were created in the last 30 days, 7 days, and so on. The teams filter will be the same that we have seen into the map view. Then comes the merge connected task. So in case you have created two tasks, one is for pickup and one is for delivery, both are created by the same customer. So you can simply enable the merge connected task and it will connect both of those tasks for you. Then you can bulk assign more than one task. So if you have more than one task at the moment, you can simply bulk assign those tasks to a single agent so that he or she can complete the deliveries. Then comes the export task. So you can export the details of your task. You can either export all of the task, today's task, or you can make a custom selection and so on. The reports will be downloaded in a format of CSV, and it will be forwarded to you over your email address. You can filter out the columns over here, whether you don't want to see the task ID, so that column will be hidden for you. Then we'll go to the side menu. So into the side menu, we have seen the workaround for the dashboard. So now comes the agent. So on the agent, you can see we have this filter whether you want to see the captive agent or the freelancer one. So here is a little difference between those. Captive agents will be those agents who are working full time for you, and simply the freelancers one will be those agents who are doing just a part-time job. They're working for you 2 to 3 months, and after that they're not going to work for you anymore. That's actually up to you. So we have provided a functionality to freelancer agents. Only the freelancer agents will be the one who can see the unassigned task into the agent application. The captive ones will only be able to see the task that has been assigned to them. Simply onto the agent section, you can add the agents from here. You can enter the details. For the first name, you can enter the phone number. You can assign the agent to a team, and you can simply select whether your agent is a captive or a freelancer. And after filling all these details, you can simply add one agent at a time. In case you have multiple agents, let's say if you have a report of adding 20 to 25 agents at the moment into your Tookan dashboard, so you can simply import your agents. For that, you need to download the sample CSV. You need to enter all the details. Just make sure you don't tamper with the header files of our format, because we have a certain fixed format, and according to that the CSV will be imported. So once you have completed all the details, you need to simply drag and drop the CSV file over here and click on upload. All your agents will be uploaded just like that. Then if you want to export all the details of your agent, so you can do that as well. You can see over here the agent CSV file has been downloaded. You can filter out the columns as well, whether you don't want to see the name of your agent, so you can see the agent's name over here will be gone. And then comes the customer section. So the customer section is a little bit similar to the agent section. We have all the details that we have. You can add your customers manually. You just need to enter the name, and you need to enter the phone number, and after that, whenever you'll enter the email, it will be added to your Tookan dashboard. But again, if you have more than one customer and you want to add him, let's say if you have 2025 a list of customers and you want to add them onto the Tookan dashboard, so you can do that through import customers. You need to download the sample file, and afterwards you need to click on the you need to enter the details, and you just drag and drop the file, and it will be imported onto the Tookan dashboard. The next option that comes is the analytics. So the analytics is actually the real-time report of your agents. It will show which agent has done has completed their task, whether they were on time, and all of those information you can pull it out from the analytics tool that we have over here. So in the real time, you can see the real time reports of your agents, how many tasks were assigned or completed and how many tasks were left unassigned. Simply, you can see the agent status, whether how many agents are free, inactive, or busy. So you can simply see those details over here. Same goes for the performance. So you can see the task based, performance, the completion as well as the punctuality from here. Then comes the effectiveness. So under the effectiveness, you can see the real-time reports of your agents, how many idle hours they were in, if they were in transit or not. So you can see all those details from this reports. If you want to download a report, you simply need to click on this arrow and go to download, and you can simply download the file in the form of a CSV, and it will be downloaded onto your browser or onto your device. Then comes the settings. Under the settings, so we have the section that says preference. So right now we have three business type that we support. The first one is pickup and delivery, which we are doing right now. Then comes the appointment. So appointment is just like the home services, or the massage services, the parlor services, which in which an agent is going to a customer's place to complete the order. Then comes the field workforce, in which you want your agents to go to the field and get the documents and come back to the warehouse. So we have these three types of businesses that we support. Then comes the agent pin customization. So at the dashboard, you've seen the details of your agent over here. So you can simply add more details. We have these triggers that we have over here. You can simply enter a battery level, and you will be able to see the changes reflecting over here. Then comes the map configuration. So at the moment, we support basically two types of maps. The first one is the flight map, and the second one is the Google map. So if you have opted for the flight map, you need to you can set a radius over here. So just need to know that the radius is actually the location, or the address in which you are functional or you are operational. So you can simply enter a radius over here, and it will show the address into that particular location, and it will pop that address up into the suggestion. Then comes the Google map. If you want to change change it to the Google Map, you need to create an account for from the Google Console account, and you need to get the API key as well as the tracking link API key, and you need to enter it over here, and your Google Map will be integrated into your Tookan dashboard. Then comes the default dashboard view. So the first one is the map and the second one is the list view. Basically map view, and what's the default view is whenever an admin logs into the dashboard, whichever view that comes up first, whether he wants to see the list view or the map view, it's up to him. Then you can change the theme settings, and over here you can change the colors. Then come the mission settings. So mission settings is if you want your task view to be there, or if you want to see the mission view. In the mission view, you can create the task for pickup and delivery, appointment, as well as the field workforce, all in the same dashboard. Right now, if you want to create an appointment, you need to click select that business type from the preference, and afterwards it will be operational. But if you want to do both, you can simply click on both and it will be updated onto your token dashboard. Then comes the date and time format. So over here you can change the format of your date, the time, as well as if you want it to be 24 hours or 12 hours. Then we have these types of date format supported. Then the distance, a kilometer, whether you want it to be miles or the kilometer. Then comes the round off setting. So whether you want your distance to be rounded up, let's say if you have completed 5.8 kilometers and you want to round it up, so it will be shown as 6 kilometers. Then comes the customer data protection. So right now what happens is, if an admin has various managers who are handling his token account, so you don't want one of your manager to looking into the privacy of other managers. So for that we have enabled this option that gives a separate view for your manager, so they have the limited access to their controls only. So one manager will not be able to see the details of other manager or the team that they are handling. Then comes the task delay settings. If you remember at the dashboard that I've shown one tag that says delayed, because the pickup and the delivery was delayed by 17 minutes. So in case you don't want that, you can disable that from here. Then comes the tracking link settings. So into the tracking link settings, you can see whether you don't want to whether you want to give ratings to your agents. Once the agent completes the task, it will be redirected to a tracking link. So you need to, if you don't want that, you can simply disable it. Then comes the single tracking link. So this comes in handy when the customer has created one pickup and multiple deliveries, or multiple pickups and single deliveries. So for that, what happens is, you don't want your customers to have multiple tracking links. So for that, you can enable the single tracking link and your agents will get the single tracking link over there. Then comes the auto allocation settings. So over there you can simply we have multiple teams, so you can give auto allocation, different auto allocation to different teams by enabling this option. Then comes the profile section. So into the profile section we have the details of the admin who is handling the account. This is the business address, and these are the details. So whether you, if you have if you want to change the name of your agents to driver, you can simply do that from here. And we have other you know settings over here. You need, if you want to change the language, you can do that from here. So these are all the languages that we support. Then these are the languages that we support into the tracking panel. So these are all the settings that we give. So now comes the template. So the template is actually a form of information that you want to access from your customers or from your agents. So you can either create the templates from the library that we have, or you can create a custom template. So for that you need to click on it. You need to enter name of your template, that can be anything. Then you need to enter the details of your field name. Let's say if I want it to be age verification, then whether my agent wants to read and write those that template, whether he can actually enter the details. So for that you need to enable the read and write option. If you don't want your agent to enter anything, you just need to enable the read only. And if you don't want your agent to see the details of the template, you can hide this file as well. So over here we have, we can select the drop down from here. As I have selected the agent verification, so for that I will enable the number field over here. Then we can add the values, and over here you can enter the whether you want your customer to actually enter the age verification or not, as it is not mandatory right now. Selected a non-mandatory. So for that your customer will not have to do anything. But if you have marked it as mandatory, then your customer has to enter the age verification. You can simply add more fields from here, or delete one field from here. Then we have the app pop-up notification. So whenever a task has been created and it gets assigned to your agent, so on the agent application, if you want to give them some details, whether it's the task description before accepting the task, so it actually gives a preview to your agent before accepting a task, whether they want to do it or not. So you can simply set those settings from here. Then comes Geofence. So Geofence is actually a virtual boundary in which your agents or will be operational. So you can create a geofence, you can create any polygon onto the map, and once you have assigned an agent, so whenever a task gets created into that agent, only into that geofence, only that agent is going to is getting the notification, and no other agent will get the notification for that task. So let's create a geofence real quick. So over here you can mark the region. You can simply just create any polygon over here, and once you click on it, it will be created. You can simply enter the name of the geofence and the description. You can assign a team. So by assign a team, you can it's up to you whether you want to assign all of the agents that are into that team, okay, by clicking on this option, or whether you want to multiple, whether you want to select only a handful of agents from that team. So after doing so, your geofence will be created, and this agent is now operational into that geofence only. So then comes the auto allocation part. So for the auto allocation, we have basically 5 different auto allocations that we support. So one by one will be our first auto allocation, in which, let's say if you and me, we both are an agent, and a task has been created, so the request will be first forwarded to me, as I'm closer to the task. And once after the timer, the request expires and I have not accepted the task, it will then go, the request will go towards the next agent who is available. And if he hasn't accepts that request, then it will be redirected to you, and so on. So you can select the number of retries over here. So let's say if I have one retry selected over here, so after if every none of the agents has accepted a task, it will then redirect the request to the first agent. The first agent will then have a chance to accept or decline the task, and so on. The process will go till the number of retries that we have over here. So the next auto allocation is the send to all, which is which the name explains it all. The notification will be forwarded to all of the agents, and whichever accepts the task first will get the task. The task will be assigned to him. Then comes the batch wise. So in this option, once the task is created, it will create a batch around here. For a batch to be created, you can simply enter the start radius over here. So this is actually the 5 kilometers number of agents that we have over here. The request will be forwarded to all of them at the same time. Whichever accepts it first will get the task. If none of them have accepted the task, the batch will increase again. So this is the radius increment. So once this batch fails to accepts a task, it will increase by 1 kilometer. The number of agents that we have over here will get the notification of the task. Then it's up to them whether they want to accept or decline the task, and so on. In this auto allocation as well, we have the number of retries. So as of now, the retry is set to 1. If none of the agents has accepted the task, it will again the request will be forwarded to these two agents, and so on. Now these are were the three auto allocations in which the agent had the ability to accept or decline the task. However, into these two auto allocations, the round robin as well as the nearest available, the agent does not have the ability to accept or decline the task. The task will be forcefully assigned to them. Let me tell you the meaning of the round robin auto allocation. So in this auto allocation, whenever a task has been created, the number of agents that are into the nearby area, let's say if you have three agents, one has completed only two tasks per day, the second one has completed three tasks, and the third one has completed four tasks. So the request or the task will be assigned forcefully to the agent who has completed the minimum number of tasks at that time, just to give a complete overview or an equal overview to the agents to complete the task per day. Then comes the nearest available. As the name suggests, the task will be forcefully assigned to the agent who is nearest to the task. So these were all the auto allocations that we have over here. Next comes the freelancer. So as you remember at the start of the demo, I told you the difference between the captive agents and the freelancer agents. So if you have enabled the freelancer agents, you need to assign a geofence to the agent. So once you have assigned the geofence, after that it's up to you whether you want to allow a capping onto your freelancer, so that in case if you have one captive and one freelancer both into the same geofence, you don't want your freelancer to get all the tasks, completes all the tasks, and none of them gets assigned to your the captive ones. So you set a capping that your freelancer can complete only 5 tasks per day. Okay, and after that we have the agent subscription. So this, you can create a plan for your freelancer. You can enter the name of the plan, you can enter the number of tasks that you want your agents to complete. Then comes the description and the validity, whether you want it to be 1 month, 3 6 months, 1 year. It can be custom date or custom days as well. Then comes the agents. So if you have, let's say, multiple freelancers and you have created multiple subscription plans for all of them, so you can assign those plans to the agents from this panel. And once you click on create, the subscription will be created. Then comes the team setting. So under this, just remember one thing, that your agents, multiple agents can be assigned to one team. However, multiple teams cannot be assigned to a single agent. Same way, you can click on this option. You need to enter the team name. Once you've entered the team name, you can simply set the accuracy, the location accuracy of your agents which are into that team. You can set it to low, medium, high, or no tracking. No tracking means whether you don't want your agent to track onto the maps, and so on. So over here we have different tags as well. So tags basically means to segregate a task. Let's say if I have two tags, one is for bike and the second one is for cars, and I have assigned these tags to my agents. So whenever a task comes which have the tag of bike, and if I have one agent with the same tag, the task will be assigned to that agent only. So that is basic working of the tags. You can enter the team address as well, whether your team is situated in another part of the country. So you can create a team from over here. You can assign multiple agents, you can assign the tags as well, you can enter the team address, and you can simply click on create. and your team will be created. The next comes the manager application. I will help you with this setting later on. Let's move to the agent application first. So under the agent application, we have the first option that says the acknowledgement type. So whether you want your agent to acknowledge the task or not, or you simply want your agent to accept or decline the task. So that's totally up to you. The next comes the app milestone. So we have the arrived button over here, whether you want your agent to, click on arrive when he has reached the location. So for that, you need to click on the auto arrival distance as well. Over here, you can simply enter the distance, whether you want him to be 15 meters inside the, nearest to the location. So in case he is 60 meters away from the location, he will not be able to mark himself as arrived. The same goes for the cancel button. So we have, you can add a reason why you want your agent to, cancel the order. Let's say his car broke down. So that can be a reason, or the customer was not at the location. So that can be another reason. So you need to enable, save these sentences or the reasons, and you need to enable the cancel button. So the cancel button will be enabled. The same reasons will be shown for the failed button as well. And this, by doing this, you can simply enable these settings. Then comes the successful distance restriction. So for that, you need to enable the successful distance. Then you can, enter the distance, let's say 50 meters again. So if your agent is at 51 or 52 meters away from the location of the delivery or the pickup, he will not be able to mark himself as successful. So he need to be near to the location in order to mark himself as successful. Then comes the cancel task limit. So you don't want your, agents to click on cancel every time a new task has been assigned to them. So you can assign a team, and afterwards you can simply, give a capping that your agent cannot cancel more than 5 tasks per day. The same goes for the failed task limit. You can assign a team, you can enable the failed, stop limit, and you can give a capping of 5 stops, and your agent will not be able to mark, more than 5 tasks as failed or cancelled. Then comes the on-demand workflow. So if you have enabled the on-demand workflow, what happens is your agent will not be able to complete more than one task at a moment. So if a task has been assigned to your agent, he or she needs to complete that task first in order to get assigned another task. Once a task has been assigned to them, it will be auto started, as per you. If you don't want to enable that, it's totally up to you as well. Then comes the connected task, the task view. So you can enable the restricted delivery view, as the, description suggests that by enabling this setting, you can restrict the actions that can be done onto the delivery stop until the pickup has been completed. So in a way, your agent will not be able to cancel or, fail a delivery if a pickup has not been completed. Then comes the restricted task view. So over there, you can, your agent will only be able to see the upcoming stops. So in case you have multiple pickups and only single delivery, so your agent will able to see only the upcoming stops, and once those stops have been, completed, he will only be able to see the next stop. So then comes the autofill and cancel for connected deliveries. So once an agent has been assigned a pickup as well as a delivery, and they both are connected. So if a pickup has been failed or cancelled, the delivery will be automatically failed or cancelled as well. So these are actually all the settings that we provide into the agent application. You can go around with that, and it will actually help you a lot, because you need to enable all the details that you want, or all the access that you can give to your agents. So the last setting that we have will be the action block. So the action blocks is actually a proof of delivery that you can say. You can mark it as mandatory. So after marking, or before completing the task, or before marking it as successful, if you have enabled this setting, what happens is your agent will have to take notes, images, as well as signatures. They can mark themselves as, you can mark it as mandatory. So without taking these details, your agent will not be able to mark the task as successful. So these were the settings that we have with the agent application. Going forward, we have the notifications. So under the notifications, we can you can simply see that we have basic triggers for pickup as well as for deliveries. So over here, once a request or once a task has been received, your customer will be notified that the task has been created. Once the agent has been started, your customers will be able to get the notification as well. You can edit those notifications from here for the SMS as well as for the email. We have various tags over here, whether you want your agent to get the ETA into the SMS. So you can simply enter those details, and it will, you can see the preview from here as well. The same goes for the email one. Then comes the delivery notification. So these notifications are the same as the notification that we provide for the pickup. Okay, we have these notifications. Your customers will be able to receive those once a task has been, once a pickup has been completed and they are going for the delivery. Once the task has been completed, either or the delivery has been completed, they will get the notification. If the agent fails to complete the task, he mark it as failed, your customer will be notified for that as well. Then we have additional notifications. Under additional notifications, in case your agent, if you have added an agent to the dashboard, or you want to update any information, delete or block an agent, so all these notifications will be forwarded to your agents only through SMS or email or webhooks. Then for the customers, so if you have added a customer, if you have updated or deleted a customer, so these notifications will be forwarded to your customer. Then comes the manager one. So if you have enabled these settings, then your manager, once you have added a manager, updated the manager, delete a manager, these notifications will be forwarded to a manager. So now let's move to the access control so that I can help you with the steps through which you guys can create a manager. So right now, once you go to the access control list, the first option that is selected by default is the agent one. So you can select the setting, or you can give the roles or the permissions to your agents from here. You can click on roles. You can add the roles, whether you want your agents to create a task, or create an unassigned task, update a task, or and so on. So these are all the settings that we have over here. You can simply name the role and you can assign it to the agent once you are creating him. And simply, for in order to add the manager as well, you need to click on to manager. From the drop down, you can click on the role, and you'll get all the notifications that we have, all the permissions that we have. You can Manager will be able to create, update all the information for the agents, for the customer, and for the teams as well from here. Then we have the settings permissions. So all the settings that you are able to see from here are listed over here, whether it comes to the geofence, whether it comes to update the auto allocation, the template, or the preference settings as well. So these are all the notifications, or the permissions that we have. So once you have enabled those, remember to name your role from here, and once you click on add, the role will be added automatically. Then go back to the manager section, click on add managers, enter all these details, and afterwards you can assign multiple teams to one manager. You can assign one team as well. The same goes for the team as well. So one team can have multiple managers, and one manager can have multiple teams as well. So it can be possible that one team is added to two managers and one manager is handling two teams at a time as well. So over here you need to enter that role that you have created from the access control over here, and once you have entered the role, your manager will be created successfully. Then we have the SMS setting over here. So under the SMS, right now it's automatically, integrated with the Bumble dashboard. Other than that, what you can do is we have other selections as well. You just simply need to go to the personal SMS gateway. We have all these details of the SMS gateways that we provide. You just need to, create an account on Twilio. You'll get these notifications or this information from the Twilio account. You need to enter it onto this dashboard. You need to click on save, and Twilio will be integrated with your token dashboard for the SMS. So into the notification where you have enabled the SMS notification. So these are only the triggers. In order to send those SMS, you need to enable the SMS gateway from here. Then comes the billing, I'm sorry, then comes the email setting. For the email, right now, the emails are being sent from contact@tookanapp.com. So in case you need to, you need your company's domain to be set while forwarding the notification to the customers. So you can simply whitelist your emails. For the email whitelisting, it is $10 per month, and you need to change the email address from which the notifications are going to be sent. You can change the sender name. It can be customer, and you can change the details. Once you click on save, it will then will get the notification and will do the email whitelisting. My team will go forward and do the email whitelisting for you. The last part comes is the billing section. So we have various plans over here right now. We have early stage plan, the starter plan, then comes the standard plan, growth plan, and the early stage plan. So we have five basic plans that we support. Each of them have different usages that we give, or free tasks you can say. So you can update your billing over here. Then we have the account logs. So for the account logs, whether you want to see which auto assignment was updated, so you can see the that I have changed the auto assignment while giving the demo. And you can do the filter over here as well. You can select a random date and can check if someone has changed the settings over here. From here, then comes the user guide. So we have the user guide as well. In the user guide, we have all the details that I have just explained to you right now. And you can go through that as well. Then we have the developers as well as the API keys. So basically we need the API keys, um, because when in case you need to integrate your token dashboard with any third party applications. So for that you can enter the API key, and the integration will be completed. And so that was all the demo that we have for the token dashboard. Alright, so after the dashboard, here comes the agent application. Over the agent application, the agent can see all his tasks that has been assigned to him on this little screen that we have over here. Then comes the calendar at the top. The agent can filter out the dates on which he wants to go. He can see the pending as well as the completed task. He can see the travel summary, how many kilometers he has traveled, how many hours, or how many tasks he has completed as of now. Then comes the filter that we have over here. The agent can filter out the task that has been assigned to him based on these stages. He can filter it out like he wants to see all the assigned, the accepted, started, as well as the arrived task. So he can simply click on it. Then comes the sorting. So he can sort it out based on the time as well as distance. Then comes the side menu. Over the side menu, we have these functions that we have over here. At the top, The agent can turn or mark himself as off duty by disabling this little toggle. He can mark himself as on duty again. Then comes the notification. So on the notification part, the agent will be notified whenever a task has been assigned to him. In the history, he can see all the tasks that he has completed as of now. Then comes the schedule. Over here, the agent can see at which time he was available. This control is the setting is controlled by the admin only. The admin, however, can give the access to the agent so that he can change the schedule as per his timing, whether he's available at the moment or not, whether he's busy or not. So he can simply change these settings. Then again, right below that, we have the option that says chat with us. So through this option, the agent can chat with the admin over the dashboard, or vice versa. The admin can drop a text to the agent as well. Then comes the settings that we have over here. So under the settings, the agent can choose his vehicle type, whether he is using a cycle, a bicycle, or a bike, a car. So these are the vehicles that we provide. Then comes the ringtone and the vibrations. So it's totally up to the agent whether he wants his ringtone to be long or short, or whether he wants to turn off his vibration. Then comes the language. So we have the agent can change the languages from here, and we have the maps as well. So with agent application, we support Google Map, Waze, and Apple Map. So all the agent needs to do is download these apps, and it will be compatible with the agent application. Then it's up to the agent whether he wants to see the traffic on his map or not. So he can simply turn off the toggle from the settings. Then if you want to enable the power saving mode, and comes the next important function that says the map style. So whether the agent wants to see the map as a light map or the dark map, so he can simply change the setting from there. Then last option comes is the tutorial. Under the tutorial, the agent can see, or he can actually play around with all the details. We will provide him with the functions on how to access the agent application from the tutorial, whether he wants to look at it again. So you can simply do that. So that will be all. So that was the demo of the Tookan dashboard as well as the agent application. I hope this answers most of your questions or queries. If in case anything else comes up, you can straight away go to our Hippo chat support, our 24/7 chat support. Our my colleagues will be there to assist you with all your queries as well as your concerns. So that will be it. Thank you so much for your time, guys, and have an amazing day ahead. Take care. Bye bye.